started saying Esau a new asshole, this motherfucker started fucking with the service.
It's live now?
It's recording.
Oh.
You could go ahead. I'm gonna live.
Alright. We was talking earlier about the power of the Lord too. About like you know, when we put our hands on Esau, we'll have that physical strength as we did in the old times. You know, and I wanted to bring this out. Script I was holding on to, Zechariah chapter 12, verse. I'll start at 7. It says, "The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David." You know, David was a bad dude. You know, what they say about Saul. Saul killed thousands, but King David killed tens of thousands. You know, so the most feeble among us being as strong as King David. You know, the feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord before him, man. So, you know, imagine as we're given those heavenly bodies, you know, and we're given spiritual powers, you know, we're going to have that strength, all right, that superhuman strength, man, as only the Lord can give us with spiritual powers, man.
Yeah, I got some. That's why there's Micah chapter 5, verse 8. "In the remnant of Jacob shall be," see, and there's going to be a remnant of Jacob, because 2/3 of Jacob is going to be destroyed. All right, so it's going to get to, and as brother said earlier, Israel is as a sand of the sea, meaning you can't even count us. So the small number that is left, that 144,000, all right, that's what it's going into, man, you know. And it says, "In the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep." And, you know, we all know what that would look like, man. That would be, you know, a gruesome scene, man. You know, a lion amongst sheep. And sheep is like, you know, the most docile animal, while lion is, you know, the king of the forest, man. You know, the king of the jungle, man. So that goes to show you the polar opposites on how we're going to be, man. You know, we're going to be whipping that ass, man. It says, "Who if ye go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off." You know, and if you want the list of our enemies, man, that's Psalms the 83rd chapter, man, which is pretty much all you heathen nations, man. You know, you guys are going to be cut off. You're going to be being into subjection. All right, you're going to be back up under the order of the Israelites, man, because how Yahawah made us, he made us to be above all nations that are upon the face of the earth, man. All right, so since you wanted to come up against us, okay, and put us in slavery as well, and you look down on us as the Oscar of the earth, all right, everything is going to be turned around and flipped around. You're going to have to pay for that, man.
You definitely pay, man. Bro, had another precept?
I dropped everything I had. We was talking about judgment on Edom, right?
Yeah.
Somebody grab Ezekiel 35. You grab that in?
Oh yeah. No, let's do that. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end."
Right, because that's something that Esau always do. You know, like the scripture talk about how they folded the you know what I'm saying? That's all due to Esau, man. All going back to what we gotta mention, because what it's all about, what the whole movie is based about. It's based about Jacob versus Esau from the birthright and from the blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? They keep that within their spirit. Therefore, you know, they doing everything within their power to keep us subject to them, man. You know, that's why we subject to payments. We subject to them in every way, shape, form, or fashion of our lives. So they gotta pay for this, because we wasn't supposed to be in this condition this goddamn long, man. But the mind fuckery that the spells, the sorcery, the witchcraft, and everything that Esau's got is so powerful that it's been holding our people down for extra long, man. You know? But at the same time, the Lord's will had to be fulfilled, you know, in order for us to fully get right, and, you know, us of the hopeful elect, that is, you know?
It's kind of like in ancient Egypt, where, you know, the Pharaoh refused to let his people, let the Israelites go, man.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing, Esau refuses to let us go, where, you know, he continually always has to make keep his hand on us, show his influence on us, and that reminds me of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4, that thou shalt take up a proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And Esau ruled over us, and is currently ruling over us in anger, man. Every law, statute, every amendment and law that he puts out is to furthermore oppress Jake, man.
Yeah, I got it.
Is it morning? Salakia. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
You at Ezekiel 35, sir?
Salakia. Back in Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35 and 6 now. It says, therefore as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Hey, because what did the Lord destined him to do? To live by the sword. You know the saying, live by the sword, you die by the sword. Mm-hmm. It's simple as that. Esau, the way he started this murder and everything, going back to Cain and Abel, spiritually was representing Jacob and Esau. I'm saying before actual Jacob and Esau, he started it with bloodshed. So the first murder was committed by him spiritually, if you want to put it in that sense. So he's been continuing that process this whole time. So it's only right that he get that recompense double upon his own head, man, 1,000-fold over,
Verse 7, it says, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
Right, and that's all Edom, because it talks about what in the rivers and the valleys and the mountains, wherever they reside at, and Teman and Dedan, that was one of the main places, main cities of Esau, within their territory that they had. So what's their main place now that the Illuminati love, which is America? You know what I'm saying? So that represents America today. Their main place, they cash cow, everything what they love to do, this place is going to be turned to kibbles and bits, man. Hold on. Man. Some niggas deserve death, man.
Nothing,
bro. I will make thee, verse 9, it says, I will make thee perpetual desolations, and the city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
That's my spirit.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking nuts. Yeah. I got a precept. This is Zechariah chapter 1 and 15. For I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, but they helped forward the affliction. Esau is good for forwarding our affliction, man. He gave Jake drugs. He put guns. Matter of fact, he put us in ghettos, man, on top of each other, man. Yeah. That's a war in itself. Then he stripped us from even having benefits. We don't have the qualifications or the ability. Now, Jake coming up now in a certain way, and they tell you got to get your education. This is after they created their system, man. And now we got to live in order for their system. Yeah. And as we went into this in camp about the mark of the beast, the image shall speak.
Yeah.
People like to say it's a cause and effect to everything. Niggas ain't shit, but we gotta understand where did that come from, man. You know what I'm saying? It came from slavery, it came from Esau. Mm-hmm. The Lord did put the curses upon us, but who was right there to basically drop them curses upon us, man? Who made a nigga a nigga? Who made, what I'm saying? Jake hate each other, man. That was slavery, man.
Gang bang.
And now Esau, you see like interviews with Esau and how they feel about Jake. you know, how they feel, you know, call us niggas and this, but you the one that, you know what I'm saying, you instilled this in us.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you want to talk down upon us, man.
And this is why they hate the fact that we woken up to this truth, because this is actually getting us together.
Right.
You know, bringing back the tribes. We talk about that in camp, man. The tribe sign, man. You know, having this uprightness about ourselves, not feeding into our flesh. You know, not being violent, not getting into his system. You know, the shit that he plugged us to do so he can stay punishing us. Our God, our Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi could punish us because of our wickedness. But once we, you know, the Most High woke us up and he gave us that breath, he blew his breath into us, Esau no longer have power over us.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, it's Jeremiah 50 and I start at verse 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill and have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And adversaries said, offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. So Esau knows exactly what he's doing, man. He knows that if he keep us in a certain type of mind frame, then it's like, okay, well, I provoked you to do this, but you doing it though. Anybody actually tell you to do it, but I put this in place so you can do it, so I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know how like little kids will do something to another little kid, like, well, he did it, but you pushed him to do it without him even realizing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you manipulated the situation. Right. So you some of the blame for it too, because you started it. Really, you instigating this shit, man. You know? So that's what Esau do. He's the great instigator, man. Yeah. You know?
Hey, he's a truth breaker. He's what's the scripture say? Showing discord among brethren. You know, he instigating it. Hey, I heard he was over there talking shit about you. Yeah. And yo, he told me, he said, fuck your mother, you know? Yeah, and then you go over there, what you say? And next thing you know, they fighting, and then he's taking both of their goods.
Exactly.
You know, Esau's the devil, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got some. This is all, they just adding on to Esau being the devil, man. James chapter 5, verse 5. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. So you a piece of shit, man. You know, we not even trying to put up a fight against you, and you still killing us, man. That's why people say hands up, don't shoot.
Right.
Meaning he not resisting you. Hey, like the cops say, don't resist. Why you resisting, man? You know, so we got our hands up, and you still killing our people anyway, man. But that even goes back even into slavery, man. You know, you're like, oh, master, please, man. You know, he'll try and plead with you not to whip his ass. No, you know, it's got to be done. You know, so, hey, James 2 and 13, man. It's going to be no mercy to those that have showed no mercy, man. Right. So, you know, you gotta pay for that as well, man. So you forwarding the affliction, you're putting stumbling blocks before us, you know, then you accusing us of going off, and then you just keep fucking with us when we're not even trying to mess with you, man. You know?
Yeah, hey, yo, where's one? Because, like, the other day, you know, the Lord be with us and stuff or whatever, but the other day, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm in the parking lot of a restaurant and shit, and then when cops come behind me and shine the light in the car and shit, look, I had on my work uniform, so, you know, I work, you know, for the state of government, whatever you're gonna put it, and then I roll the window down and like, yeah, everything all right? I'm like, but he looked down at my uniform. He's like, oh, you just getting off work? I'm like, yeah, I just got off work and I was just doing my other job. I was just grabbing something. He's like, oh, okay. But then he went and fucked with the next person. So I'm like, yo, my uniform saved me right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt threatened. Like, you know what I mean?
He saw you as a working nigga.
Exactly.
That's why. Yeah. Working niggas get a pass.
It reminds me of that scripture, Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You know, because they Esau likes to go into off places like the back of parking lots of restaurants and like to check out, like to pull Jake over in back alleys, you know, so he could like find a reason to slay them, man, and kill them. Like that time at the gas station, where the dude has a gun pointed to his head, telling him to reach into the car and put the car in park, man. Are you crazy? You know, looking for a reason to slay Jake, man, and then hold himself not guilty. He would have got off. He felt threatened. He was scared. You know.
That man would have lost his life if he would have did what that cop told him to do.
Yep. I got one more too. Oh, real quick. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 12. It says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. See, so hey, everything the scriptures say to do, man, Esau does the opposite, and that's what put us out here to condemn him to his fate, man. No, so like the brother just made the example. Hey, like going to them now to join house to house, man. So what does Esau do? He builds all these projects, and now we see the wickedness that ensues, man. Gang banging. You know, if you grew up here, you got to be a part of this gang. You got to go against this block. You know, it breeds adultery, man. A dude knows what time, you know, a girl's dude is gonna go to work and stuff like that. You know, nothing good comes from this house to house bullshit, man. Hey, if his house catch on fire because his stupidity, everybody else's shit is on fire, man.
Right.
You know,
especially like you in a fucking apartment building and shit. Like, you know, I remember just being young, you know, and like my cousin, he had to, you know, like turn the stove on or whatever, and was using it to cook. But then, you know, he left the gas on and shit. And it's for hours the gas been left on. But then hours later, then my uncle came in and he's like, well, you don't smell like gas in here? Because, you know, I'm little, I don't know what gas supposed to smell like. He's like, man, if your mother would have came in here with lit a cigarette, blew this whole damn house, so the whole shit, my grandmother downstairs and then the other people, like the whole shit would have went up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, man.
Hey, another thing too, when you read that scripture, you know, the Lord knows that we're crying out to him. And you talked about how, like, you know, here it is, Jake not resisting, but you kill us anyway. But there's something special about the Lord's elect, and that's why they, you know, they can't wrap their mind around on how to deal with us, the elect. Hopefully we have that elect. But let me say, the elect, they have a hard time dealing with them because they can't wrap their finger around them, and you can't do whatever you want with them. But if you go and just touch them, you're gonna have to meet the Lord. You're gonna have to meet the Lord. And they have Esau, they're spiritual, but spiritual on the left side. They have their you know, demons telling them you can't do anything until that time, you know. But touching us, you know, the Lord said, do my prophets no harm, touch not my anointing. You know, now you're gonna witness Yahawashi if you go and do what you're doing until our people out here that not covered by the Lord. You know, it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna cut your kingdom even shorter. You know,
that's a breach of contract.
Yeah.
Hey, when you read that Wisdom of Solomon, it also made me think of the 10th verse where it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, and let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, man. You know, Esau is he slays us, man. You know, these all counts. One more scripture. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading him like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not.
Hey, and real quick too, and then just thinking about that point, how the wicked wait for the righteous to slay him. That just shows, like, yo, how the scriptures talk about they accomplish a diligent search. So Jake don't even got to do shit, but it's just like, what can we do?
Just to hurt him.
Yeah, just to hurt him, just to do something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for what? Like, it's not that they're bred to be evil, and that's it, man. They are not set up for anything good within the earth, man. You know, nothing. Period.
If he was the only one here on the earth, he'll find a way to hurt himself.
That shit crazy, man. Or try to find something like, oh, this tree bothering me. What the fuck, man? The tree ain't do shit to you. It's trying to give you life, damn dummy.
I'm gonna destroy all the trees now.
Yeah.
They're obstructing my view.
I'm immune them down.
It's crazy.
Betty see animals, right?
Hey,
block out the sun and shit.
this devil's trying to block out the sun like they did in the Matrix,
It's
man.
like throwing rocks at the sun. I hate you, son.
Well, there's a rumor, didn't they shoot a nuclear missile at the moon?
The moon? Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
What did the moon do to you?
He's at death. Cannot be satisfied.
Because they hate themselves inwardly, so they shooting subs subliminally at their damn selves, man.
Yeah. Hey, the devil has a degenerate gene, man. These Edomites have a degenerate gene, man. When it comes to having the genes in order to live in the earth, man. They're degenerates, man. You know?
Hey, even the animals, man. All right, is getting tortured by Esau, and it's gonna hate Esau, man. Like when we come into power, we just let them be, man. You know, you happen to see something, you don't want to see that shit just as much as you don't want to see you. You know, but you got Esau that wants to track it down, capture it and cage it up, man.
Yeah, that's why the animals in our kingdom, they gonna be fucking Esau up too.
They gonna be free.
Yeah.
And they gonna roam like how Jake love, they get their pit bull, and they let him off the leash. You be like, yo, get your dog, yo.
Yeah.
He all right. We're gonna have lions and hyenas and all types of exotic animals, man.
They gonna remember what Esau did to him too.
Yeah.
Hey, just how you always see a motherfucking like a TV show or something where a dog is chasing a mailman down the street, you know what I'm saying? Like,
We're gonna put Esau in the uniform so they ever play. Because dogs hate uniforms.
Word, man.
Somehow they just know.
Exactly.
Hey, even in our first estate, man, back in the book of Genesis, man, we had dominion over the beast, man.
Yeah.
That was our first estate, man. We're gonna go back to that.
Hey, Lord willing, man, scriptures say meditate terror, and I hope to recover one of the Lord's unknown creatures, and I'm gonna have him with me. Just as the sight of him, you're gonna drop it.
Wow.
Big old teeth. You ever about that video game Dauntless with the monsters and shit, big ass creatures. Walk around with a big ass.
Yeah, I want some bite.
Yeah.
Said the over and the under bite.
That brother got more pieces.
I got one more here. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the Lord and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." So Esau, here it is. He'll throw out all types of temptation out there. Like I said, there's all types of distractions out here from the truth, man. That's how you know the Lord's got to guide you into the truth. But this devil will put all this stuff and dangle it in front of you in TV. Red Lobster will put a nice piece of juicy shrimp there on the thing, and what, gets it, man. And what? He'll turn and say, look what they're doing. They're sitting against the Lord in captivity, man.
Yeah.
The accuser of our brethren, man.
Man, Esau is a master. He's at his prime. He's at his peak. When it comes to keeping everyone asleep, he has so many different programs and things that you supposed to get sidetracked. That's why us, well, let me say, Lord willing, I keep saying us, Lord willing, we be of the elect. Those that's of the elect, when you receive that crown, it's gonna be it's gonna be well deserved, man. Well deserved, because 2/3 of our people, they can't even understand how we able to retain this and believe in it, and to actually be out here and profess Yahawah, Yahawashi, prophesize. So in the kingdom, when their head is down, ashamed, 2/3 of our people, they gonna say, how you do it? They had this going on. Esau himself is saying, how the sex don't get you? How is the video games, or how is the job? You don't make enough. Like, why is all this not pulling you away from that book? What the fuck is these guys? Who is these guys? They don't want no money.
Yeah, because it's something that the Lord, like how the perfect example. Like how when they were talking about LeBron and Jordan, right? And what they were saying about LeBron, he don't got the clutch gene. So what? The elect got that clutch gene, right? Because it's something within them that this world doesn't satisfy, that gene that's in them. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, the elect is not going to be satisfied by this world.
Right.
It's the Lord that satisfies them. So that's why they're able to retain that, because the Lord put that little clutch, that little spiritual gene in them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I got a scripture. 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 45. He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hand? He answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
There got to be some type of, those men got to be a little bit crazy. They got to be not a part of this world. They must have to be bitter. I commend them, man. Because how do they do it? In this wicked ass world, he brought out all those different devices, TV, the commercials, your cell phones with commercials on there. You seeing Esau is giving certain guys glory and small things where you saying yourself, man, I could have did that.
Yeah.
You know, the music gets dumbed down. Man, I could be a rapper.
Right.
You know, anything, man. You know, it's easy to. It's a lot of things are cheap now. You can make money in all these type of ways.
Anybody can be a YouTuber.
Yeah, you know, man. It's niggas that's hustlers on the streets that's YouTubers now.
Yeah.
Niggas that used to be on the street and hustle out the back of their trunk, they on YouTubing.
Yeah.
They're YouTubers.
Yo, there's people literally on YouTube that make a living, a lot of money off of eating ice, eating crushed snow on YouTube, and they get thousands of views, and they get mad money. They sit there at a table. One bitch actually forms them into little orbs, little balls, and then eats it, and she gets thousands of views and makes mad money on YouTube, yo.
Hey, there's a woman that somebody showed me. This woman eats anything. She eats like crabs and shrimp, and she, like how you said, she eats crabs, she dip it, and she just eats in front of the camera, and she gets paid.
Yeah. So imagine with all these things that you could do on YouTube alone. Here it is, you got a group of individuals springing up all over through the four corners of the globe, professing the name BaHaSham Yahawashi. You know, that's the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause this is the most diligent thing, all right? That's on this earth, man. All right, and this is our 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Yeah, so we don't have a season off, man. Even the NBA season's over, man. It's just fucking off season right now. Even NFL, even in school, man. Yeah. It's summer school. It's summer out. It's summertime, man. Everything has an off season, man, except for us, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn,
so we come out here every week. Hey, since the apostles, since the elders, all right, and on down, we've been coming out for 30 plus years out in these streets, man, prophesying the downfall of America. And then you do your shows within the week as well. So we really the only ones that don't got no time off, man. Yeah. And we love it that way anyway, man.
Hey, Dr. Eric Mason has an off season. Where you been the last 2 months, man? You know what I mean? I pop up talking about Jeremiah 14:2. You know how the Israelites aren't black. You know what I mean? Like take another vacation, man.
Yeah, I got one more. This is Isaiah chapter 62:7.
Oh wow.
Spirit.
Oh man.
It says, and give him no rest. Matter of fact, I start at 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which never shall hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And that reminds me of Luke 18th chapter, when he spoke the parable of the woman.
The fortunate widow.
She kept asking, because eventually the Lord is like, look, they've been out here this long. It's time. Let me speed up the seasons and put it into place where they're gonna go into to the kingdom, man. You know. So we're actually begging the Lord, man, and that's beautiful. Giving the Lord no rest till He established the kingdom. You know.
1 Corinthians 7:35. And this I speak for your own profit. And hey, the word profit means financial gain, man. So you want to have a spiritual gain within this truth. You know, being profitable unto the Lord. So it says, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction. So that's plain. Distraction.
Without distraction. There's so many distractions going on now. You know, and that's why our elders, our apostles, our spiritual fathers, the water Yahawashi Yahawashi for giving us real stern men, and that's really about this work. It's how to go into the work, how to learn, how to teach, how to go into the prophecies, how to feel what's real, what's chew the meat, spit out the bones. Most High had to set up some good men. Well, the scriptures say some great men, and that's why like the apostle put the order out there, do 3 shows a week. That's for us, It's his job to look over us, their job to look over us and watches over our soul. But that's for you. That's for your salvation. Stay conditioned in the truth. You want to stay conditioned, because if you play a certain sport, you're supposed to have this great talent at it. You know, even in the off season, you got to be conditioned. You know, and if you can, that means you always ready to go. You got to pick up and be in there. You know, and that you stay on top of your game. And then it's true studying. You know, but then now what? You got life. You got distractions, jobs, this and that. You might not be able to study. So this word got to be in you, man. You know.
And that pickup game.
No. No. Oh, I don't know.
That pickup game be like us, you know, going in on them scoffers, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get your sword, iron sharpened with iron, man. Like I remember the apostle Tahar, he did the video on that dude Eric Mason going into the you know, Jeremiah 14:2. So that, you know, a lot of brothers going what gate mean, you know what I'm saying, what the color of black mean, getting different color scriptures, you know. So that's also, because it's always going to be scoffers coming up off the woodworks, you know what I'm saying. So that help us sharpen our iron too, man. Help us keep on point, you know. And you still, you know, you got to be a defender of the gospel as well.
So with that, Lord willing is edifying. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahawah,
BaHaSham,
Yahawashi, BaHaSham,
Qadash. All right, double honors unto the apostle, elders, the great well. Salutations to the elect.